I appreciate you, Unc, for having us, putting this together.
Oh man, man, they're just. I listen. If everybody just cash out me $1, I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's one of the things I also want to say to Brother Rob. You know, is that you spending on your end, Rob? Okay, yeah. I want to say is like the one of the utmost one of the things that I respect about you the most is that you do this for and you don't talk about money. Money is not a thing to you. You know what I mean? You speak
fake.
You speak directly from your soul, man, and that's the one thing that drew my energy directly. You know what I mean? Directly towards you. You know what I mean? Like, this brother is not about money with him. I never seen this brother talk about any kind of money or any whatsoever. All his message was always about to the minds and hearts of his people. That was always about your message. So I want to tell you that's to me, that means more to me than anything, you know, right there, because that let me know your heart chakra and where it was at, where your intentions was at from the get-go.
The same. I didn't know who he was. I was talking one day about Freelay Hoover. Big Mama said, I'm in Ra. Gonna help you. Everybody started bombarding you. I don't know who they talking about. The people knew who Big Mama was talking about, but I didn't know.
Right.
But they all said it was you. I wasn't sure. So I watched you after, because I know you probably got flustered. You get bombarded by something you don't know nothing about what's going on.
Right.
Right. So I started watching you because I had never seen you. I didn't know nothing, you know, till they started tagging you. And I started watching you, and you going over the physics and you going over the Schumann resonances and going over the sciences, you know. I love the science shit. So I'm like, I'm in it, you know.
Right.
And so when it all come full circle, I get pissed off because I see some lady doing the video calling you a racist.
Right.
And immediately I had like this fit of rage. Like, how dare her, you know, attack this brother, and he trying to shine some light in a dark place. We don't need no obstacles. We got enough. So I told Unc, I was like, man, that shit pissed me off. So I'm going to tell him, just like Farrakhan. If a violin play a violin real well, they call him a violinist. Remember, Unc?
Yeah,
I say,
I remember.
If the piano player played the piano real well, he is a pianist. So in that sense, if they want to call Khalid racist, they can call him a racist. But it's beyond that with us. We gods in human form trying to find each other in the darkness of ignorance. And only when we turn on a certain light can we find each other. You know? So that's where the offended part came in from when she called you that. And then got the audacity to do a whole video with no facts. That really pissed me off. All opinion. No facts. It don't match. We done been getting deceived by people with opinions that know how to articulate it real well, but it's just an opinion.
Facts, brother.
Then we get stuck taking sides with some shit that don't got nothing to do with us. And that's how we end up in the condition we in today as a collective, because we took sides when our enemy was fighting our other enemy.
Facts.
We had nothing to do with that shit. They brought that shit to our front door. Well, I don't want to hear every now and then on Earth. They have to conjure me up. I don't just be born haphazardly. So all these old ladies conjured me up. And you know what they said? Get him, boy. You know, so that's one of the things right there. So yeah, we own them now. They fucked. Nothing they can do from here. But
At all.
put their pistols down, come out with their hands up because they surrounded. Ain't nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. We tell the people the gods walk the earth once again. You dig? I seen your dreadlocks. It gave you the spark the genetic memory when you was in the sun one day. And they started glistening a certain way because when the dreadlock is fully activated, you can consciously shoot sparks out that motherfucker. And they move. So we finna get back to those what we call X gene powers or X men powers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And because the upgrade is we had to flip out of the infinity loop. And that's how come we kept ending back up at the end of the cycle with that homosexual shit raising his head once again. It had never been killed once and for all. Because we under a gender contract on Earth. The women wanted to host men on Earth. So here we are in male form on Earth. You know, so we got to wake up now. Anybody still sleep when this grid flip and then women start hitting that mitochondrial maximum expression? They gonna blow a fuse. They ain't kick him out, did they?
I don't know. You know they will. You know they gonna do that. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, if he don't come back, he'll come out. Come here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this was the power move right here. It looked like we just, couple brothers kicking the game. You know what I'm saying? That's how it looked like when you just looking at it. But those who really know this a power move.
Power move for sure, for sure.
This that fifth dimensional chess coup de grace kind of move.
If y'all was on here arguing, it'd be 9,000 people in the chat.
You know what? For some reason, this particular case, I don't think if we was beefing, there would be any more in here than in here now.
Because either way, they don't want this smoke. Huh?
The only difference is all the ones in here now is for the positive upliftment and unification of our people.
Fact.
Where if we was arguing, the numbers would probably be the same, but it'd be a bunch of people that just what you call hustling up gossip.
Picking sides and all that old
shit.
Yeah. You right. I forget that scripture that John in the Bible it says some say I follow Apollos and some say I follow Paul. That bullshit.
Yeah.
All supposed to be following the same motherfucker. We just got different roles. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
See, you can't cause beef with people that know themselves and know that they are what you would call God or divine. You can't cause beef with somebody that know that we seeded this planet and we didn't seed it individually, we seeded it together. You understand? You can't cause that type of beef with nobody at all. You can't cause beef with somebody that understands metaphysics and physics. Because you're not going to see a cardiologist. A cardiologist deals with the heart. A neurologist deals with the brain. A bone specialist deals directly with your bones. You're not going to see them three arguing with one another because they understand that it's one source there, and we all connected to one source. So we need to work together and share our thoughts and our visions, so that way we can, because each one of them work together. We need to share our thoughts and the vision so that way we can come up with better and greater ideals how we can heal each part.
Right.
You're not gonna have that type of beef. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got a genuine heart. So people that come on here that look for the fault colors, or people that wanted to look for fault colors, or you wanted to say, you're not gonna get that out of Kala, especially when I know that I need my brothers and my sisters. It's not about me, it's about we. I always say that the only time it should come down to I is how can I be better so that we can be greater. That's it. You're not gonna ever get me to say it's me or get me to have beef with any of my brothers and sisters that believe and trust in themselves, for one, and for two, value their race, love their race.
Right.
So it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time with coming with collab with, beef. The most people that want beef are people that got two posts. Most people that got beef want beef. They still believe in the holidays. They don't want to let go of this world, or they have been deprived as men growing up, or boys. You were deprived as a boy, so now you grow up, become a man, and you still feel as though that you're deprived because you want attention from women. This, that, and the third. You don't understand. The whole universe is looking at you right now. I want to submit my place in the stars, I don't want to submit my place in this world. This world is dying. And I don't care who's the eye of the pyramid. I just want to be part of the pyramid.
Shoot, I hold the motherfucker from the bottom if necessary.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I'm the one that'll crawl down in the mud under the pyramid to hold that motherfucker up.
So that's the fuck.
I'm sitting there looking at these niggas talking about I don't want to get my white jalabia dirty. Nigga, that's why I wear black. Move out the way.
Come on.
E.S.O.
You know? Yeah, this is like, I'm just taking in the energy, man, the ambiance. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's a real good feeling, man. I wanted to say that too. Like my energy, like I can feel my body, the frequency flowing through here. Just up on here with the people that's on the chat, I can feel that. And like I said, I have spoke about polygyny before, but at this time and moment in my life, I'm not even looking forward to polygyny. It's not even in my eyesight anymore. That shit is gone because we're strong enough.
These are my wives right here, man.
Genuine heart. It's not strong enough for a genuine heart. And I'm not the one that's going to be. I'm not the one that's going to allow my genuine heart to the one take my genuine heart to the point where it takes me off of my journey. I can't do that. So I'd rather be.
Your sound going in and out, Ply.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to allow my genuine heart to allow someone to take my genuine heart and take me off my pyramid, off my square, what I should be doing. Right. And one thing I got from iPad Goat is that when you read the video of iPad Goat, when Jesus was moving through the darkness in iPad Goat, he was by himself on that boat. He was by himself on that boat. I understand that. I truly understand that. So at this particular time and moment, I'm more focused on Kala and reaching our people. You know what I mean? That's
just because we tell the truth about the natural order of families in the tribe, right? Like, I ain't looking forward to that shit either. Truthfully,
yeah.
I'd be cool with one. But the kids, if I'm gonna have to take care of all of the kids, because I'm gonna have to take care of them anyway, because that's just how I'm wired.
Right.
What am I gonna do with her? What if she had offer? You know what I mean? It's gonna be a hard road. Here go the crazy part. Some of these sisters gonna have 7 or 8 niggas behind her in a harem. Cause they not emotionally strong enough. They gonna have to keep each other in check so they can build up emotionally. And she gonna have to orchestrate that shit like a maestro. So it ain't just men gonna have all these women. Some of these women got to help them boys work through their childhood trauma so they can become a man, because their mama didn't do it when she had the chance. And they gonna need the sibling rivalries of those other guys in order for them to do what they supposed to do. Peer pressure. Positive peer pressure.
Basically.
If you want to get your own, you got to be able to stand up to this scrutiny right here.
Facts.
I keep telling them they got to do their self-work. Because if you don't do your self-work, so they don't want us to be selfish, but it's two types of selfish, and this is what they never tell you. You got constructive selfishness and destructive selfishness, right? And constructive selfishness is you take the time to put yourself in a position so that you can be of more help than if you try to overextend yourself now. Destructive selfishness is you don't care about nobody but your own little personal needs. And you will step on other people to meet them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's destructive.
Yep.
Right? So when you put them side by side, they call it doing your self-work if you constructively selfish. Like, why if I know I'm going to be cranky doing these fasts every other week, why would I expose somebody to that crankiness? I got to do my self-work. You know? So I got to be selfish to the point that I withdraw, do that self-work. Now I'm more of an asset than I was before I did that work.
Right.
You know? When I start facing the shadows of my own darkness, right? I get all that shit out the way. Now what? I'm upping my motherfucking stock value on the market.
Bingo.
Right? And don't nobody know I'm doing it but me.
Bingo.
You know, so
That's why my brothers, I encourage our brothers to read, to strengthen your own mind. Don't be concerned what another man is doing. Be concerned with what you're doing. Build your own self up individually. You have to, as a man, to submit yourself inside the universe. The universe is paying attention. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. What you think not being watched, you're being watched. We emit a frequency. And we are the children. We are divine souls that are connected to this. Like I said, 95% of the world won't make it. 5% of the world have an idea about what's going on, but less than 1% are the ones that are speaking up, that are truly divine, that understand. Not only the planet belongs to us. We seeded this shit here, and everything here on the planet. This is ours.
and we the last ones left because we wasn't watching the other organic people around the world claiming they shit back, land mass by land mass. The Australians did it. Everybody except the Haitians. The Haitians, they don't want to close that open conjure for the Haitian Revolution. They think it's all fun and games, but as long as that war conjure open, they're gonna have hell. You know, and then they the last ones besides us. But when we start closing it out, it's gonna force them to step up to the plate and close they shit out. Right? So all over the world, like a couple years ago, 2019, the women of China restored the matriarchy and overthrew the communist regime. Is just a TV story now. The People's Republic of China is no more. But we ain't watching that, so we don't know. We didn't see Trump when he went to go get our gold certificate, where our gold or wealth was held while we was going through this contract with the corporation known as the United States. Right? They wasn't watching that. They didn't read the Indigenous Rights Act of the United States or the Indigenous Rights Act of the United Nations to know that when we start making the connections across the land with the chiefs and go back to our own oral tradition of telling our brothers and sisters in the public domain what's going on, right? If we was watching that, if we knew our old ways, this is what me and you doing right now. We showing them how to meet each other with respect. And that we both understand what's going on a higher level than most of our people. And we trying to show them with the science, with the physics and the metaphysics and the matchup.
Right.
You know, what you was showing them when the red was on the back side of the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the red on the outside of the electromagnetic field in front of the planet.
Right.
Right. And what's going to happen is, and when you see this, we gonna know the sky's gonna be red like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to cause the atmosphere or the insulator of Earth, which is ozone, to come down to insulate from the gamma radiation buildup. That's what it's up there for. When it starts pushing on it, it expands. Once it get down here, and those carbonated beings start breathing the double oxygen molecule, it's going to start to activate more of the so-called junk DNA. But it's going to do this by increasing the frequency and the vibration of the mitochondria. The mitochondria is pure love energy from source being used in a relay. That's what mitochondria is. And we can only get it from the women. So the relay is going to turn up the amount of energy that is output. The Anunnaki had what we call a governor. Like you got a mini bike, you put a governor on there so it won't go fast.
Mm-hmm.
They had something like that on our DNA. This energy flux is going to automatically break it. It's natural because they have nothing that can suppress it when this vibration of the energy grid change due to going back to the Shu and Tefnut resonance. And it's going to change the geography of the planet. And the women not going to act the same. They're going to understand things on a higher level because they're going to be operating from more spirit knowledge than this written shit that these motherfuckers told them was the truth.
Right.
You know, the power is in the word. The word is it's the spoken word, the husia, that authoritative utterance laced with that exceptional insight that brings these things into fruition. The more of our people get the science part of it, and then they get the metaphysics matched up to the science where they can see it clear, we did our part.
Good question.
You know what I'm saying? That's going to automatically, using the 100 monkey effect, critical mass, just to flip. They said it was April the 1st, dog. And then you showed that line. That line you showed? That's what I'm talking about. Time. Perfect timing. Then you had the energy spike on the Schumann went all the way down to the bottom. Right? So when you were showing all those little arrows that was flipping, right? That's because the grid is flipping. The electromagnetic grid of the earth is flipping.
Turning. Yep.
And when it go back to its proper frequency, a lot of people just not gonna be able to vibrate on that frequency, and Earth gonna do what Earth do. She cleans herself. She don't need none of us tell us how to wipe her ass. She already know how to do it.
No, that's the fuck right. Facts. Definitely facts, man. Definitely. Like I said, you gave I mean, a lot of the things that you were speaking about, you just gave it to me from an Egyptology point of view, and it all lines up. It makes us, we're saying the same thing. We're just showing it both sides, and that's why I'm glad that we did get on here, and I'm glad that the people had an opportunity to hear from us both. I was able to show that, and you was able to explain it even more thoroughly on that side of things. One of the things that me noticing is that our people are ready for the anatomy part, the science. We're ready for that right now because we know that that's the most liberating thing right now. And that's one of the reasons why I stick with it so much. I stay with the biology. I stay with the frequency I stick with the sun blood, which is directly connected to us. So I stay with that stuff so that way I don't want my people to get sidetracked anymore with this human talk. If the earth flat around, what continent that we originated on. We where wherever the sun touches and rises at, wherever the rays the sun touch, that's where we from.
It's kind
Every
of hard to explain to them how we just spring up all over because we the spirit of the earth manifest in the human body.
come on, come on. I say that all the time, man. I say it all the time. We the sun, the human flesh, the sun of the universe, walking in human flesh. That's what
Yeah.
we.
Each one of us is a whole neutron star.
Right.
So that's why they don't want us to raise our vibration, and that's why they interfere with people like me and you doing so, right? Because in raising our vibration, you get more of your star qualities back. And we know what makes a movie star, right? Great charisma. You can't find a movie star that was not full of charisma.
Ain't that the truth?
Whether you like him or don't, whether he the villain or whether he the hero, he gonna have great charisma.
That's what's up, man.
So that's how we get that charismatic quality back. You know what they call it? Nobility. That's when we express in noble traits like noble metals like gold and platinum.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when our women, they didn't dye their hair when it started turning gray, because when it turned gray, that's the highest of the platinum group metals, platinum.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean that they did their work, they put in their time, and they face not gonna show it. So they have to show it in their hair.
Facts.
Right? That was a badge of honor.
Right. And we
But
passed.
our people also invented wigs, weaves, braids, extensions, all that came from us.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing it for thousands of years. So we got to stop using that as a standard to judge the level of somebody's woke.
Mm-hmm.
Because you couldn't have been no woker than the pharaoh who wore a wig. Hatshepsut wore a wig on her chin.
Mm-hmm.
You see? But we don't know what it means in this era, because we take that to mean that she thought she was a man, but that ain't what it meant. It was just that the tribe that she inherited her power through, the symbol of power in that tribe was the beard. And it was patterned after the god Ptah. And if you look at the statue of Ptah, he got a long beard, just like Hatshepsut wore. That was her clan signature of ruling power.
Right. And I remember during that time, I was reading something that she wore that because uh, we were going to war. We were having a lot of battles at that time, and that was time that they was pushing in not the patrilineal, the matriarch. They were pushing in the matriarch system, the masculine system, and she was trying to get. She had to put on that look to say, "Listen, I'm leading my people," But other than that, we were going through a conflicting time at that time when she did that, and a lot of us won't understand that our women was doing so much to try to keep us from falling as far as we fell.
Yeah.
So especially dealing with these people. We knew back then that we should not be dealing and mingling with these people. And some of us, we started mingling with this artificial race because we wanted rulership, we wanted power, and more importantly, we wanted power over our people. We wanted to be kings and rulers of our own people, but not rulers the way that a European man did it today. We wanted rulers because we understood that the more people believed in us, the more people sent energy our way, that frequency meant something. It kept us younger. It kept us in our youth. It kept us being able to manipulate dark matter. So that's why I tell people it's very important that your energy is sacred in who you give it to. It's very important. It's okay to value something, but don't love nothing more than you love yourself.
Now, remember when I said some people that look like us, but they're not us?
Mm-hmm.
This is the artificial race. In truth, these Enlil kids. Enlil kids came with the Anunnaki wars to conquer Earth. They're not native nowhere here. That's why we call them artificial.
Right. I
But they
agree with
take on every skin tone and
you.
hair texture too, right? They amalgamated with us, but they can't become whole with us because they're not mitochondrial people. And this is why they push patriarchy agenda so hard,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they don't have the reverence for the mother. They see the mother is a breeder,
Right.
right? And we see the mother as a nurse, teacher, you know what I'm saying, caregiver, nurturer of the next generation.
That's right.
We don't see our women the same as they see them,
Right.
right? That's the artificial race. They got a beginning on Earth and they gonna have an end. We still gonna be here.
No question.
And we gonna have every skin color because we always had every skin color. And we gonna have every hair texture because we always had every hair texture. And they were broke up into tribes. The tribes was called the 12 Daughters of Isis. The 12 Daughters of Isis are the key figures around the throne of Isis or the zodiac. Isis sits on the earth seat that's the representative seat of what we call in Egypt, Tawaret, who sit in the center of creation. It's represented by the hippopotamus and the zoo type of the zodiac in Egypt. But on Earth, it used to be where the Kaaba is. See
Right.
how they circumambulating the Kaaba?
Mm-hmm.
That was to give honor to the black boxes, the uterus. That's why you have a yoni as the black stone on the corner. The black box is a symbol for the passing from one life into the next. And that's why all of the statuettes of the deities, the 99 plus one names of Allah, was all deities that was held in the black box. And this is when they start saying, when they start pulling them out, they start unleashing the gods on earth.
Mm.
Right? Because before they was under structure of Big Mama, the Black Madonna. Now they under the reign of the Dragon Queen. She looked anatomically male, but is female. She's what we call a seahorse, who Enlil called in for backup and liked it here and wanted to overthrow him.
Mm.
You see? So then they put us all in the middle of their shit. We ain't had nothing to do with that. They brought their family feud to Earth. The war in heaven landed on Earth, and we got mixed up in that shit, and we had nothing to do with it. Does that mean the war in Nibiru landed on Earth and engulfed us, who didn't have nothing to do with it? And they tried everything in their power to restrict us from ever realizing who we was, so we would never run their ass the fuck up out of here. Now they gotta go. Because Rod spoke to Kalai in front of all the people with no discord. Because I know who you is, you know who I am.
Exactly. No doubt, brother. No fucking doubt with that. And it's a movie that it's an animated movie that shows a lot of similarities of what you was talking about. And I spoke about this movie. It's called Beowulf or Beowulf. It's a Beowulf.
Wolf.
Yeah, speaks about that. Yep, the serpent woman in the water. You know what I mean? It definitely speaks about that. And I remember watching that movie too, taking my son to go see it. I mean, like, damn. And for you to speak about it right now, it just brought back. And I seen that movie years ago, but when you was speaking about it right now, and I'm like, shit, that sounds just like the movie. They put it right in front of our face,
They've been
right?
doing it all the whole time. Especially the ones they call sci-fi or a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Because we least likely to take any of that shit serious. So
Come
they
on.
can tell all the truth in Black Panther. Now they know what they talking about, and they laughing at us because we thinking that it's just for entertainment purposes only.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Right? So what they don't know is in Black Panther, that metal, what was the name of it? Iridium?
Iridium, yeah.
That's
Uranium.
Haiti.
Uranium.
Yeah.
That's Haiti.
No, bro. What's it?
I don't remember the name of it, but it's Haiti.
Bro.
It's
Yeah,
a whole, it's a couple $1 trillion worth of it in Haiti. It looked like a mountain, but it's a meteor. It's in Haiti. And all this time, they've been fighting to keep that war conjure open so that Haiti can't get no wealth. Because then Haiti would have bought all of the shenanigans from up under them financially and took over the world in vibranium.
Yeah, vibranium.
That's that shit they got down in Haiti.
Mm.
Whole mountain of that shit.Ok it up. It ain't even hard to find.
Mm.
Look up Wakanda is Haiti.
And even when they submerged him into the earth and he woke up on the other side, if you remember the colors of the sky and the fact that he was at the tree of life. Just see the sky now and the colors of the sky, purple, pinkish, red. The ancestors was where the trees was at, sitting there, the trees. I mean, they gave it to us right in front of our face. The women was around that was submerging him. It was all women that was around and that was submerging him, getting him ready for the ritual.
That particular ritual is a mitochondrial ritual.
Mm-hmm.
They can literally charge you with so much mitochondrial that it will restart your dead organ, heart, brain.
Yes. Yes.
Right? And this is why it was all women around him. And the water is the amplifier for spirit.
Come on.
Right? And the data, the information that comes in from spirit travels on the rays of the sun on angles of light. So I explained it to him. The angels of light come in as angles of light from the sun, amplified by the water, absorbed by the women in white. The women in white are the Tesla coils. Their energy field touches directly to the mitochondria. When you hear that song, if I could touch the hem of his garment, that wasn't his garment, that was her garment. Because she was so overflowing with mitochondrial energy. She was at 13 hertz, right? Her psychic awareness is 360 degrees high and low in 4 dimensions. That's motherfucking 720, 720, that's 1440. She know everything you thinking before you even know you thinking it. Because she can read the streamer as the data comes in through your brain. While we thinking we the body, we project it onto the body, not into the body.
Come on, brother.
You know what I'm saying? The mitochondria becomes the receiver from the light of the star that you is when you look in the sky. Because every one of us is one of them walking the earth. A neutron star. Right? So we ride in on that as a zodiac sign. Under one of the 12 houses, unless we come in through Big Mama directly, we come from the prime creator, from source. The ones that come in directly from source is called the ancient ones. The ones that come in through the other light are called the children of the stars. The ancient one's job in the human arena is parents teach the children how to control themselves in public so that they can be a positive representation of themselves that will reflect positively upon you. Period. That's it. They got it now. But when the structure not right, then the children not raised right. When the children not raised right, then they bring calamity up on the community. You know, so that's why they infiltrated us with COINTELPRO. They knew if they could bust up the family with welfare, right, and murder,
Come on.
and mayhem,
Mm-hmm.
right, that they can set the children to chaos in the streets. But
Bust up
they got to take the Godfathers, which was the chiefs of the land, walking on the street off the land. That way, they don't have nobody in the streets with them that can guide them properly.
Right. You take the structure out of their life. You take the structure. So I say everything we think we have, we do have free will, but free will comes with structure, comes with discipline. Even in nature, they have free will. They play around. Nature have fun, but they follow a structure.
Yeah.
And we are not following a structure. So therefore we are chaotic. And this is destructive to our families. So that's why the strong, genuine men that are, we have good hearts, but we're strong, family orientated. When it comes to our family, we will defend our family with every atom in our body.
That's what makes us dangerous. That's what makes us most dangerous. Is the one who, the peaceful warrior, the gardener who's preparing for war, is way more dangerous than a warrior trying to figure out how to do a garden.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
So that's why they say proper preparation prevents poor performance. Because once you properly prepare, your performance is flawless.
Come on.
You know? So they can try to push you this way and can't understand why you won't move. Try to push you that way and try to understand why you don't move. Then never asking why you don't move, they just catch an attitude with you because you wouldn't move and bend to their will. They ain't never occurred to them your will might be stronger than theirs. Right? Which will require you to carry more will usage than them. So while they trying to use a feather to push your mountain, they getting mad because your mountain won't move for the feather. So then they call us crazy. So I just ask, who crazy now?
Exactly. Who's crazy now?
Come on.
Crazy now.
Come on.
Trigger in the lob.
No trigger in there?
Trigger in the lob. E.S.O. Trigger.
Yes,
E.S.O.
Yeah.
Fucking gangster. That's my gangster sister-in-law right there.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all brothers, man. We done came a long way as a people, but we still got a long way to go in our awakening of the mass.
No question.
This was a critical tipping point because these videos is going to be more important than all the rest of them we did alone. Right? Because this is the ones where they can see you come in with the physics and I come back around and show you how it's written in the hieroglyphics. Where to find it at. Look up the God shoe. Look up the God men. 2 men. That shit ain't right with me. I gotta flip it. I gotta put Shoe back with his wife, Tefman. Right? And at that point, Mama said once you put everything where it goes, it should work the way it's supposed to work.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that.
You know?
Totally. No question about that.
So if it's supposed to be matriarchal on earth, then why we ain't matriarchal? Because this ain't matriarchy I'm looking at. Because I know what it worked like. One of the key and most important factors of matriarchy is it's centered not around the women like people think. Not around the men like people would want it to. It's centered around children. The underlining concept of matriarchy is raise the child to live their best life, and they're going to produce the best future.
Bingo.
If they produce the best future, then the future that they produce will be the future I come back to. And that's how I reap the rewards for the labors of struggling to get the message back to the children.
Right.
Right? But if they create a fucked up future for us, that means that we didn't put them on the right path.
Bingo. That's some facts right there.
So if we don't clean it up now, we're going to have to clean it up when we get back. I plan on being on vacation when I come back.
I know that's right. I plan on killing. I plan on relaxing. That's why I'm putting in the work right now. That's why we're doing this right now.
I plan on being on vacation.
No
It is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all, man. This was a power bill right here.
No question. I really appreciate you coming on here. You know what I really do, man. And anybody that wasn't privy to the first live, this is the second one because Shiz only had an hour. So the first one we was on there, I did a lot of my running my mouth, and then I'm glad that you know, Rob was able to come in and finish it off. You know, but this was very powerful. You know, energetic. You know, even if we only reach one person, you know what I mean. That means a lot. That means a whole. We was able to brighten someone's day, even if we was able to show someone their own individual light, so they can assist with raising a frequency and a consciousness on this planet. Then we did our job. We did our job. We are in hell.
Each one teach one. We all gonna reach some.
Come on, that's right. If you got a soul, you reach. That's point blank and simple. If you have a soul, you are reachable. Don't yourself. No matter how this world may look, no matter what you see, the trials and tribulations, understand something. I said this before. If you look at trees, if you look at everything in nature takes shelter. During bad weather or the weather's too hot, everything takes shelter except for trees. Trees from the winter, hail, tornado, all weather. And we're the closest, genetically are closest to trees. So we supposed to stand strong, and the strongest tree bear the most fruit. And bearing the fruit is for the people. Trees don't eat the fruit. Trees eat the sun and bear fruit for the people. So that's what we were doing here on this live right here, bearing fruit for the people, so the people can see themselves. So we can collectively walk in the flesh and do exactly what the sun and the universe is doing.
That's just shining on its own. Shining on its own.
And y'all, the first live is already up on my page, so this one gonna go right up soon as. That's why I ended it a couple minutes before they even gave me the warning to make sure we get it up there. So if y'all missed it, if y'all missed the first part one, it's titled "Soul Talk with Kalai and Rob Part 1." I'm gonna tag this as Part 2, so y'all can definitely go rewatch it. It's one man, and yeah, we got y'all.
And we'll do it again according to what the people want us to build on. Next time we'll have a different build. But as for now, he came in with the build Big Mama needed us to get across the most. So I went with the flow because that's the direction of progress.
Facts.
Right? You can't stay in the same place if you're floating on a river. I don't care how hard you try. You're going to be moved. That water not going to let you just sit there.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody showing Shiz some love for this one right here. This right here got me all. I'm like on another plane right now.
Man,
when they talk about, yeah, shit, I'd have left my marijuana blunt. Look, I'd have got hired in the weed. I'm looking down at the weed, talking about, damn, what you supposed to catch up? The weed can't even catch up to this level of high. This is way up there, boy. This one right here. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm probably gonna be out, Joe, because I've been like conserving energy, man, because I already knew the energy this was gonna be. And I'm like, man, I've been just kind of like low key, man, just trying to conserve so I can get through it. Because, man, this was powerful. I'm glad y'all, you know, came together for the people, man, because the people love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? They you know, not all the people want to see us bickering. Some of us just want to see it all come together. And like I always tell people, man, you know, there's certain pieces of the puzzle that are never supposed to touch. And then there are certain pieces of puzzle they're only supposed to touch when it's time to touch. And it was just time. You know what I'm saying? It was time, man. So I'm glad y'all was able to.
Hey, one thing I like about this is them same ones you said want to see some bickering. They can go punch their motherfucking bathroom wall now. They can grab themselves like Jim Carrey and flip themselves down the stairs and kick their own self in the ass.
Oh yeah, for sure. What's that, John? I'm gonna get you, sucker. You want to go to window or the stairs? The window or the stairs, motherfuckers.
Yeah, people just wanted to see us bigger because, you know, or go back and forth because they themselves don't understand and overstand their own individual ability. That's just all it is. They don't understand. They haven't found their true selves where they can walk in their true purpose. That's all that is. We walking in our true purpose. It don't have nothing to do with money. It don't have nothing to do with the clothes. Don't have nothing to do with that. Everything has to do with the soul, the consciousness, and the soul. So when you have people that understand and overstand themselves individually and the importance of our race, you're not going to have any bickering. You know, I told you, you're not going to have a brain surgeon or heart surgeon or a bone surgeon arguing with each other. They're not going to do that with one another. It's important. It's vital that they share that information because it's important to pass that information off to the next generation so that way they can excel. When you go into a doctor's office, you go into a hospital, the nurse see you, then the nurse practitioner see you, the intern sees you, and then the doctor then come and see you after they all had a conversation privately about you in the hallway. Because it's important that the next generation gets this information and get it correct. So it's important for us, for the children. If you hear that, what Rod talked about when he was talking about polygyny, it's not about the man or about the woman. It's about children. That's what it's about. And I always said that it's about children. About children. I keep saying that it's about children.
The matriarch believe that every child should be entitled to two parents. If the father that's not there, that don't mean that child don't still need a father figure. You know? And some of us think, oh, that ain't my baby. They all yours if you're an adult.
Bingo.
They all yours if you're an adult. You're responsible for their well-being.
Come on.
There's no adult that's supposed to watch a child fall into harm's way and turn their eyes the other direction.
Come on, brother.
The children is relying on the adults to keep them out of harm's way. But now we don't want nobody to tell our child, don't climb on that. You might fall and bust your head. Right? You don't be telling my baby what to do. Well, apparently you wasn't there to tell him.
Come on.
Right? We used to take the village to raise a child. Now they think a single mother household can raise both sexes successfully in large number.
Come on, brother.
That's not fair to the woman, first of all. Then it ain't fair to the father who want to participate, but they trying to block him out of the participation. He can't even play his function.
Come on.
What happened if you wouldn't let Michael Jordan play guard and you put him at center? How would Michael Jordan feel?
Come on.
Would he feel taken advantage of and misused when he know he's a guard? What if they try to put Shaq at point guard and then they find him every time he had 3 turnovers in the game? That wouldn't work well for Shaq. Right. He would be being misused.
Right. It would destroy his psyche. His mental would be gone. because he's out of position. And that's what it is. A lot of our people are out of position, so it's destroying their psyche.
And then when we try to show it to them, they get offended because it don't match the narrative that they sworn enemy who waged war upon them a long time ago and swear he don't want to see them come up, told them it should be a different way than we know it should be. So they go against everything they feel is right to conform to the system that they know is wrong. They just try to get comfortable in the system rather than change it. We can't change it. This is an insurmountable obstacle. The hell we can't. This our shit. We built it. So you can't put it in no fashion where we can't put it back together.
Right. That's right.
So now we come to put it all back together.
Mm-hmm.
No. The black gods of the concrete jungle then rose up from their slumber. Now you see these gorillas that won't be moved from their posts. Because gorillas got a strong-ass master grip.
Come on.
Right? And the last pharaoh army to rise to power, because it's the only one missing in the hieroglyphics in Egypt, is the gorilla.
Come on.
Right? So gorilla being the tribal totem, don't mistake it with being the actual gorilla. Then you'll start to understand why they call us that.
Come on.
Because when we hold our position, we won't be moved.
Right.
Period. And the position right now is the position to reclaim the land, restore the people, raise the matriarchy, and protect the children. And that's all we're trying to do. It's just family business. It's not personal.
Yeah.
But I take family business personal when somebody try to stop me from doing it.
Come on, man. Jeez.
Right. Come on.
I know that we are not supposed to be approaching the problem from the same direction. Because if we all seen the problem the same way, the problem would be simple. So we had to all see it from a different way in order for us to put it together and find out what the whole problem puzzle is. Right? So it's layered. Divide and conquer was the order of the day, using Hegelian dialectic to undermine the people. Right? They brought us our Bibles, told us to bow their heads and let's pray. Right? We raised our heads up. We had a Bible and they was camped out on our land. Squatters. And said they was doing somebody called God's will. Well, show me this motherfucker, where he at, because I got a grievance that I need to address with him personally, and they won't produce him because they're scared I might kick his ass.
Same here with you.
So you can take your Bible, your Quran, your Torah, your Mishnah, and all your other Roman-inspired Middle Eastern Babylonian religious dogmas and polish that shit up real good, as The Rock would say. Make sure it's shiny. Stretch it out the long way and shove it up your candy ass. That don't got nothing to do with us over here.
At all.
Hey, I know we've been going for 2 hours, man. I don't know, it's about to end. What y'all want to do?
Well, I was
at the gig.
Bro. I wanted to get on here and give him at least 2 hours on this joint, bro.
Yeah, we gave him what they asked for.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna load this up.
We'll link up. We're gonna link up. They're gonna look up. Me and Kalai gonna be standing there laughing with a cold one. Probably be some water or some motherfucking aloe juice, but it's gonna be cold.